Hey YouTube, Jason here with Day Train Fearless. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Today is May 12th, 2020. The reason I'm saying that is because this is a updated version of my weekly trading zones that I have over on my website at Day Train Fearless. And this is also for any new members or current members wanting to know how to trade the weekly trade zones. What they are is the weekly trade zones are mainly support and resistant levels, okay, where price should bounce from and reverse, okay? So, and the other thing is there are also open gaps and open VPOCs on this chart, which is all included with the trade zones. It's $10 a month. It's not that much money. I keep it inexpensive because what I'm doing is I'm doing all the work for you guys of where the most likely levels are of where price is potentially going to reverse. And what I want to do is kind of make a video also for the members. When you do sign up, this is how you trade these zones. There's a couple different ways you could trade them, okay? And what we're going to talk about is the green levels, okay? The green lines are the support levels and the red ones are the resistance levels. And then sometimes you'll get like a gap with a red level of support right here, or a cluster, something like this right down here, right? We have a gap, a naked VPOC, a VPOC, or a naked VPOC, and then also a zone. So somewhere within this is going to be a potential buy area. Now, the problem with this is a 20-point range, and for the S&P futures, it's kind of a big range. So what I look for on things that would potentially work or a way to trade is if we came down here, I'll just kind of look at these gap and VPOC levels. Is there going to potentially be support here for a quick little scalp trade, maybe a point, something like that? Well, I might look into these two levels where price, I might go, hey, I kind of like this 80 to that 77 level. Hey, maybe I'll expect price to come down here and then bounce, right? Maybe be a buyer somewhere around this 88 level. 87.75, and give myself about a point or two worth of risk and look for a quick maybe 1 or 2 point bounce and jump out of the trade. These are not meant to be reversal areas. The gap and naked VPOC, they're more meant to just be quick little scalp where the market goes to that level, pauses, and then bounces. That's all those are. And then what we have are the trade zones. These are a 2-point trade zone, okay? So from the high to the low of the zone is 2 points. Now, the way I like to trade these is prices coming down. Sometimes I'll put a trade here, okay? My first entry will be, we'll say, at this 70 level. Okay, my second entry will be halfway in the zone, and then my third entry will be at the back of the zone, and then I give it 1 extra point where if it breaks 1 extra point, get me out of the trade, it's probably not going to work. And what the theory behind this is prices coming down. If it just comes here and bounces, okay, cool, at least I got 1 contract in. I get a bounce of a couple points, I take profits. Okay, that's one way. Second way is you could look for a more aggressive, bigger move for maybe about a 5 or 10 point move. Okay, on the very first touch. Now, the other way is, let's say price comes down, I get filled, maybe it bounces half a point, something, and then it'll work its way down. It'll fill me on my second, and then I'll get the bounce. And if I get the bounce, maybe I'll start to scale out. I'll take profits here, and then I'll look for an ultimate target up here of maybe another 5 or 6 points, right? Reduce risk and then kind of have a free trade on type of deal. And then the third side is if it comes all the way to the back of the zone, I'll be filled on all 3 contracts, and then I could get a nice big bounce and I could scale out. Okay, multiple ways of trading these zones, but in a nutshell, all these zones really are where price should reverse, and sometimes we'll get 10, 20, 30 point moves off of these levels, okay, to where price will actually bounce and be able to get a nice big move off of that level. And when we start to look at things like that, that's kind of where the gold is in these, because if you're somebody who likes to really look for potential runners, okay, that's essentially what this does, because you'll see a lot of times price will come down or kind of come up. Maybe let's just say there was a zone, we'll duplicate this, right? And let's say there was a zone right up at this level, right? And we might go like something like this, where, okay, cool, we get to the front of the zone, price reverses, okay? And that's all you're looking for, is you're just looking for a place where price could potentially reverse and go high or go lower. And this zone, let's say this was the zone, right? You could have entered here, your stop would have been 1 point behind the back of this zone. And look at this move you could have potentially gone, right? Especially with this volatile market, maybe a 20 or 30, 40 point move. Now, what I like is kind of get me in, get me out type of trades. I'll look for this. Maybe I'll use a stochastic on a smaller time frame, right? A 1 minute. Hey, is there divergence up at this level that I can lean against, right? That is, we're coming up. Maybe there might be a stochastic divergence here where that's up, and then if I had divergence, it would be lower high while we're making a higher high right into the zone, again on a 1 minute chart. Then it might be something that is actually, hey, I really like this level, let me get short and maybe go 1 contract here, 2, 3, 4 contracts, and then start to scale out. Okay, maybe you just say, hey, let me play the middle of every zone where I'm risking essentially 2 points on every trade, because remember, there are 2 point zone, I give it another point to the backside of the zone, but this is where price should potentially reverse from. Now, again, according to some, depending on the market, some markets will blow right through. Other markets might come up short a tick or two. So maybe you want to front run this and look to get short here, add halfway through, and then your stop is 1 point behind it, saying, hey, we're either going to be right or right out of this trade. But like I said, if you start to follow the zones, I'd say they have a good 85% win rate of at least getting a point or two, okay? Meaning that about 85% of the time we go to a zone, you could potentially pick up about a point. So you'll see this over and over. Now, one question that I get from members a lot of times are can I play these zones on the overnight session? And my thing is, yes, you can. You'll be amazed how well they work in the overnight session, but you'll also see kind of maybe, let's say this was the overnight session right here, and then a price might pull back, and then during the regular session, we might make a new run and actually touch it again and then pull back. But for me, everything is first touch only. But the regular trading hours are also a very good indicator of how these how well these zones work too. So just things to think about. And again, I want to make this video so you guys can understand how to trade them. What they are is they're just mainly levels of potential support and resistance where you could look for a potential turnaround of the market and essentially have put trades on and have runners maybe trade options, right? These are great for options, kind of 3 points worth of risk, but you could let an option really explode, okay, and catch a big runner. Maybe trade Nadex binary options. Those are really good, right? I mean, you could say, hey, let me put a trade on here of a binary for the next 3 or 4 hours, right? And maybe it does go up, it goes up a little more, but then within an hour, it comes right back down, and you don't have to manage the stops because with the binary options, there's kind of a built-in stop loss there. So again, just want to make this quick video of how to trade the zones, what to look for. Again, this is an updated version for May 12th, 2020 for both members and also anybody who's interested in how the trade zones work. If you have any questions, just go over to Day Train Fearless, my website. I kind of explain a lot of this. I'll have this video posted there too. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.